We're in Ventura, California at the headquarters of Curri, which is building the way that the world delivers construction and industrial supplies. And I'm here with Matt and Brian, the co-founders. Tell me a little bit about how you met.
I would say we met through our wives.
Yeah. In college, my group of guy friends hung out with his wife's group of girlfriends, and then we all met, and then he started coming around with his wife.
Right.
And we didn't like him at first.
I didn't like them at first. I couldn't stand engineers. I just hung out with like music people all the time.
And this is in Southern California?
This was in San Luis Obispo at Cal Poly.
Central California.
Yeah. And then one of you was in a band, or both of you?
That was me.
You were in a band. What instrument do you play?
Guitar.
Okay. Was this band good?
He makes me listen to it oftentimes 4 or 5 in the morning on the way to LAX. I'm like, oh, this sounds really good.
It's metalcore.
It's metalcore.
It's heavy.
Yeah, grunting and screaming, and
you have to be in the mood.
You guys met, you were hanging out, listening to his terrible metalcore, and then somehow in the middle of that, you knew that you wanted to start a business with him. So.
Not there. Yeah,
Okay.
probably fast forward 10 years into our relationship. I'd previously tried to start other things with other people that were more like me, more like engineers, and it wasn't a complementary skill set. So I had the idea to start a business with Matt. He, at the same exact time, had an idea to start a business with me. He's really good with people. I'm really good behind a computer screen coding. So it was a match made in heaven. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had both wrote like a business prospectus ideas, and I was planning on sending mine to Brian. Brian already, and he hit me up like a couple days before I sent that off to him. So it was really like very serendipitous. So.
And what was in each of your prospecti?
He wanted to create a coding school, right?
Yeah, for middle schoolers.
And I wanted to do like brokering luggage space.
Basically delivering stuff from LA to Asia.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I was living overseas.
Space,
So I was like, man, what could I really use right now? And I was always traveling internationally, and you get like 50 pounds, like you don't really utilize it all. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll sell it.
How did that converge eventually on the idea of
Curri.
Curri?
So he moved back eventually, and we're like, hey, we're kind of thinking about doing your delivery business, but instead of doing that delivery business, let's just do something that makes sense for our community, a local community. We had just been hit by the Thomas Fire, which was California's largest fire ever. And we were talking to contractors, and we were kind of seeing that they had to do a lot of runs to the supply house to get material. And it just, we talked to a plumber one day named Mike, and he said, if you can make it as easy for me to get pipe as it is for me to get a burrito, I'll build my whole business around you.
Yeah, so we launched with contractors for like 3 months. Then we realized like they use it once in a while, but they always expected delivery from distributors. So then we just focused on wherever they were purchasing construction supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the rest is history.
I think one of the most unusual things about your story is like you were in Laos first.
I was there for 7 years.
Why'd you go there originally? What were you doing there?
I was missionary, but I was also teaching English at a university. Mm-hmm. So I was teaching business English for 7 years. But yeah, it was a time of learning, flexibility, and like completely relearning a system. So
what kind of skills and experiences do you take back from that time teaching English and working as a missionary to the CEO role that you have today?
It's actually really applicable. I think you get thrown into a culture, a country, like everything's new. Like nothing is familiar. So you have no outlet for like what you're usually like. You're here. You're gonna go to your favorite food spot for comfort. You're gonna go to the gym. You go over there. You don't know where anything is, and so you have to learn an entire system. And you can take it from the perspective like. I'm in a learning mode, and I'm going to absorb and learn and not judge. Like there's no judgment like, oh, this is wrong, this is right, they should do it this way. It was just 100% learning. And so that type of, like even just learning the language, like just that like comfort with ambiguity really helped a lot for the company, and also just pattern matching and learning and then applying it and trying to figure out like product market fit, like what like rather than sticking with your idea, observing the patterns of all your customers and what you're trying to serve, and
adjusting.
ingesting, and that leads you to like the perfect product, because you're not beholden to your original idea or whatever it is. You're beholden to learning progress and making it better. That's the best part about it.
So the timing of when you sent each other this list of business ideas, was that when you were living on separate continents?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was 2017, right?
Yeah, so it was kind of like the early beginnings of Curri were kind of like postal service. We would log in like a time that made sense for me. I think it was like 6 at night, and it would be like 10 in the morning for you. And we would just talk. The first 6 months of Curri was just talking about books and business ideas. It was not really trying to start the business, but just connecting virtually about life. And
we used Curri too. That was when we formed like
Yep.
even just learning what a Delaware C corporation was
Yeah.
new. Everything was new and learning. It was fun.
Were you talking to each other regularly
Yeah.
even for the 5 years before?
Yeah, we visited.
visited.
Yeah, we visited. Me and my wife. We visited Matt and his wife in Laos. That was a great time. We would talk, not like every week, but connect here and there, maybe once every few months.
What's funny is like when you visited, we didn't even talk about starting a business at all. We just had the same idea at the same time, which was interesting.
So that 6 months you were sharing, what kind of books and what were you sharing with each other? What were books that kind of gave you a lot of inspiration?
I remember one that we went through was called the War of Art, where it's not the art of war. It's actually the War of Art. It's about all of these things as you're trying to do something very intense that will like kind of get in your way and distract you and cause you to lose focus. So, whether that's, hobbies or all these things you need to kind of say no to for a period of time to really kind of kickstart the thing. So, we took that very literally. We moved away from our families for 3 months to go to Combinator. That was very influential. Like, hey, for this intense season of the beginning of Curri, we're gonna really, really focus on getting it launched.
A lot of Paul Graham articles. I was delving through that like a lot. We were also looking at what Airbnb did like during that phase of company life, and we just followed that to a T. Like, okay, we're in 100-hour work weeks, go to the gym, come back, work some more, wake up super early in the morning, do it all over again, like rinse, wash, repeat. Just keep doing that. Focus, like just keep focusing, and then stay present with the customer. And so we kept doing that.
What state was the idea in when you decided to move back to the United States?
Mid 2018 is when I came back. Yeah.
And it was still an idea, or still what?
It was an idea.
Nothing launched.
Right when he moved back, maybe 2 weeks after he moved back, it's like, Matt, come into my house every day. We're just gonna co-work and code, talk to customers. And it was that way for 3 months. Your wives are watching you try to start a business with zero traction. But then, you get that first $50 and then that first $100, and all of a sudden you fast forward 4 or 5 months and you have $3,000 in monthly revenue, and you're like, hey, we can probably get into YC with this amount of traction. So yeah, that's what we did. About, I want to say 8 months after we kind of showed it to Mike Buck, or no, 5.
Yeah, we had like beta in November, December of 2018, and then we put it out into the wild like January of 2019.
Yeah. So from like the time he got back to us getting into Y Combinator was about a year. Yeah.
And then we met initialized like 5 months later.